if we notice over here, when I look at this, is my C channel, and this is the line that I selected, right? So when we look along that line, then this right here is where that line is. So it puts it like that. I said this point right here was the shear center. If we want, we can come over here. I'm going to go to my beam. I'm going to go ahead and switch to FEM. Notice we can't edit our finite element or touch our finite element unless we're working with the FEM, right? Sim is always boundary conditions, so I can go back to my FEM. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go back to my beam collector. I'm going to go ahead and edit it now. So it comes up. I hit the little wrench to edit. I hit the little cross section here, and I edit. So this is the cross section as I defined it. So I can come over here and I can preview. Now this is what it looks like. So basically, this yellow axis is this point right here, right? That's where it's going to put it. I said this was the shear center. So by definition, the shear center is if we have a force applied along the shear center, then I will not get any bending. I won't get any warping. So here, not a big deal. So we understand this point right here is the neutral axis. A lot of times that's where we'll put it. So let me go ahead and close this. So that's the definition of the shear center, and that's why we know when I pick this line and I say I want elements along that line, that's why we know it's like offset over here. Like this is where we had the gap because it uses the shear center. So I'm going to go ahead and turn everything on, go back to my SAM. So I run my simulation, I go look at my results. And when I look at my results, this is what it looks like. Here's where I have my force, and then of course, I'm just going to have simple bending. So when I look down the length of the rod, or the length of the bar, I see it look a nice uniform deformation. I don't see any rotation to the left or the right. I don't see any twisting. Alright, so here we have basically the same setup. So now we've moved this bar. If I was actually making it, then this is how I might actually want to plot. When everything's said and done, this is how I want it to look. I don't want this little gap in there or anything. This is typically how it would look. If I was constructing it, this would be welded to the top of this. This is how it would look. So now I have the same scenario. So if I come over here and I look at my results. So if I'm looking down like this and I go ahead and animate it, it's going to be moving, right? Do I expect to see any twisting? No, because the force is applied uniformly along the cross section, right? So does it go through the shear center? Yeah, so the force still goes through the shear center, but it's applied uniformly along this vertical direction, right? There's no reason for it to twist. So if I look at it, this is what it looks like. So it's just moving vertically. There's no twisting to the left or to the right, so no big deal. So this one right here, same kind of thing. So I might, this is not really what I would want it to look like. We can shut this off if I want. this is what it looks like, same kind of thing, I have the force over here. I just went and made these numbers, C channels as well. I still have the force right there. More or less might want to make it draw it like this. But again, if I apply it and I go ahead and look at the deformation, do I expect to do any twisting? No. And it's only because the force is applied symmetrically along the C. So again, if I had any warping, I would not see this moving straight. I would see something moving to the left or to the right. Alright, so same scenario kind of thing, but now I took the C channel that went along the horizontal and I rotated it, right? So I rotated, I changed the orientation. This line is still by default, this line right here, this horizontal line right here, still by default is the shear center, right? Alright, so when I come over here, there's my load, you can see where my load is, it's applied on the line. We have a stiff model, but it's on the shear center, right? So no matter how funky this looks, by definition, if my force is on the shear center, I don't get any work. I don't get any twisting. Okay? That is the definition. That is how the shear center comes about. If we put our force on the shear center, I will not get any twisting. Okay? And that defines the shear center. So now if I come over here and I look at it, there's my displacement. No big deal, we expect it to go like that. But now when I look down the front, and now of course we can animate it. Do I get any warping? No, I'm not supposed to. Even though it looked all funky, it's by definition my force is along that shear center. Because it's along that shear center, I get no warping. I will not have any warping. Now, here is the next one. So here, so all I did here is actually put this surface right here along the line. So I moved it. I'm not in the shear center. Again, this is probably not how I would actually, what this would look like physically, right? If I was to make this C channel would probably be centered along this and this, right? But again, so I dropped for some crazy reason, let's say I want it to look like this. But the thing that we notice is, oh, actually I didn't realize I still have it on this. What did I do with this? That looks the same, right? Oh, okay. All I did on this, okay, I understand. So these ones, these I kept at the shear center, okay? So between this one and the next one, all I do is I move these in to be up along this line. I move these to be in along this line. Is it gonna do anything? No, I'm still gonna get the same thing. I'm gonna get the bending, so I'm not gonna get any twisting. Alright, so now this kind of would be like how I might actually physically draw this, right? I might actually construct it this way. This is what it would look like. But now the thing that we notice is to get it to look like that, this is my shear center right here. So let me go ahead and look. Alright, so this is where my force is being applied. The shear center would be way over here, right? So I moved it to make it look like physically what I might have it look like when I make this. Now by definition, is my force is no longer along the shear center, right? So I do expect it to work. So now when I come over here, and now we look at the result. Now if we look at it, we get our work. So as it displaces, it's going to twist because the force is not along the shear center. So we will get twisted. Alright. And that's basically how the shear center is. Get it? That's the concept of shear center. Okay? Here's it. Alright, so now let's go ahead and look at homework 2 problem 2. Alright, when you draw everything nice and neat for homework 2, this is what it should look like. So these are your beams. So the horizontal beam should be an I beam. And then the angled beam should be a cross section. Alright, so I've drawn my part, now I'm ready to go into the sand and define my forces and everything. So that point force is not a big deal, all we need to make sure is that we have an even number of elements along the horizontal, right? And if we wanted, we could measure from the edge to the node to double check that it's pretty. Alright, so this one right here is our line load, so it's still a force, so if we come over here, I can edit it. Let me go ahead and turn it off. I delete it. I'm going to come to my elements. And before, when we put a node at when we put a force at a point, we're applying the force to the node, right? So when we change our model, we remesh our model, we're going to lose that force, right? Because the node numbers are going to change. Because the node numbers are going to change, then NX is going to lose. It's going to lose where that node is. So in other words, it's not, that force is not going to follow the node. In nodes, you change the model. So it should highlight it and say that it can't find the node. Okay? Something's not right. You just have to go in, edit it, and re-click on another node, and everything is fine. Now here, we're going to apply a line load. When we pick the line is part of the geometry, right? So when we go to full 3D and we're doing pressures and stuff like that, typically we're going to apply our constraints and our forces to the geometry. We're not going to come back and apply it to a node. We're going to apply it to geometry for most of the stuff. When we apply it to the geometry, when we remesh, it stays there. We don't lose our boundary conditions. We don't lose our forces. We don't lose our pressures or any of that because it's attached to the geometry. It's attached to the model, not to the finite element model. So we have to make sure when we get the opportunity, we want to apply our boundary condition to our model, to part of our geometry, okay? Not to nodes or elements. We only do that because we have to in the stick model, okay? In most of the stick models. But by default, you don't want to do that. You want to kind of avoid that. Alright, so I'm going to come in, I'm going to go ahead and apply my force, but before I do that, oh, just threw something up there. It made it. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Alright. So the only thing I have is the boundary condition at this end. I'm going to actually fix it, right? It's a pin connection. So I have it fixed about the rotation about this axis, fixed on the rotation of this axis, but since the pin is free to rotate about this axis, right? So that's what I have on this end. Alright, so I've got that, so I'm ready to go ahead and apply my force. So this is what it looks like, 500 pounds per foot. So I want to go ahead and try to do that. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to shut my model part off. Alright, so this is I have it off. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go ahead and pick my force. Hit my force. Magnitude and direction, normal, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to pick this line. So I'm going to pick that line. And I'm going to go ahead and pick normal right here. So it should be normal, hopefully maybe it'll be normal. So this force, this distribution over here, this is geometric distribution. I have total per object, and then the spatial, we'll learn that later on. So the geometric distribution is basically, I can pick a bunch of lines. So if I want to apply a force along a line, and I pick geometric distribution, what it's going to do is it's going to treat all of those lines as a single line. So if I put 500 pounds, and that 500 pounds is going to be applied along that line. Okay? All of the lines put together. So the total force is only going to be 500. If I come over here and I pick total per object, every one of those lines is going to have 500 pounds. It's very easy to see if you have it right. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and I want, in this case it doesn't matter, total per object and geometric distribution, I'm going to give you the same exact thing. So I'm going to click on this, and then this is the force, right? So if my line load is 500 or 50 pounds per foot, and this is 5 feet, then my total force is going to be 2,500, right? Or 250, that's what I'm talking about. 250, right? So I just need to come over here and I put 250. And hopefully it's pointing in the right direction. And then I look over here and it did normal to the page, right? That's not what I want. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take this force. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do force in. So normal didn't work. Magnitude. I pick the line here. I go ahead and put my 250. if I want it normal to this line, I need to somehow give it a direction, right? So I can come over here and I can do all of these, I can try to create points. Really, I have no way to tell it that I want it 90 degrees to this line, right? I want it to look like this, right? I have no way of doing that, so now I'm stuck. So I can come in and I can draw a vector. That's one possibility. The other thing I'm gonna run into is I'm gonna come over here, I want this, when this bends, I want it to slide along this line, right? So I also have that problem. And the force is gonna be 90 degrees to this, right? So I'm basically gonna kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna define a new coordinate system. Where you wanna put that coordinate system, it's up to you. You can put that coordinate system at any point. It's up to you where you want to put it. Now, there's certain places that make more sense to put it than other places, right? It makes sense if I'm gonna put in a coordinate system that's going to represent one of the axes is gonna go along this line, then it makes sense to put the coordinate system somewhere on this line, right? I can put it at the center, I can put it at the right end, I can put it at the left end, it doesn't matter. It would be nice to put it at the right end, because then I'm gonna come in and fix a node, right? I'm gonna constrain the node at this end over here, so it makes sense to put it over here. Alright, so the way we define our coordinate system is I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna go to tools, I need to be in FEM. So notice when I came over here, I came over here to tools, I came over here, I know where I need to go. So in here is where I need to go ahead and put, okay, here it is, model prep. So in my model prep is where I need to put it. So in my model prep, I come over here, and actually we don't see what, we see coordinate system, right? Okay. I was just always defining it in the FEM. But I'm gonna do something different. I'm just go ahead and define. I always define it in the FEM. That's one of the things before I do. When you come in, you start working this problem, in analyzing the problem, you should know that you need to define a coordinate system. Okay? In other words, you shouldn't be trying to put a coordinate system in when you're in SIM. When you start the problem and reading over the problem and trying to figure out how you're going to do it, you should understand that you need to come in and define a coordinate system. So before you mesh it or anything, the first thing you do is going to put that coordinate system. So this is kind of like in the afterthought. I had never put it in the SIM. I always put it in the FEM. That's the first thing I do before I even try to mesh it, is I put my coordinate system. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to come over here. So here's my coordinate system. I'm going to define my coordinate system. Here, I want to do a point, and I want to, it just depends on what you have available, how you want to do it. So I'm going to pick a point, I'm going to put it at the end of the line, and then I want to go ahead and click the line and call that one axis, and then click another line or something and call that the other axis. So I'm going to come over here. Over here, I'm going to do origin, x-axis, y-axis. I'm going to click on that. It wants a point for the origin, and as I click on these, it's going to move down. So I'm going to come over here. It's not even going to let me pick this one. I can't pick the line. Remember, I said I never tried to create it in the So it won't even let me create the coordinate system in the sim. Alright, so I'm gonna come over here, and it comes, if you look at the very bottom of the screen, so if you look over here, there's my endpoint of the line, that's where I want the origin. I click there. Now it's waiting for me to find the x-axis and the y-axis. This is the y-axis here, right? I'm gonna make it the same way for fun. There's the y-axis. So now it's asking me where to put the x-axis. So the x-axis should go which way? They're gonna be 90 degrees apart, right? So it makes sense to put this x-axis here, the same as my x-axis there. This is the y-axis, right? So the z-axis is basically going to be 90 degrees to this line, coming up this way. So my x-axis is actually 90 degrees going this way. So I can pick the same thing. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick the x, the global x. Boom, there it is. There's my coordinates. Okay. Now maybe this is a little clearer than you can see it. So when I picked the line, I knew this was my y-axis. It's waiting for me to define the x-axis. So this coordinate system is basically the same thing as this coordinate system, just rotated by the x-axis, right? That's why I knew I could just pick the x-axis for this x-axis here. So I created the coordinate system, I hit OK, it's there, boom, there it is. If you come over here, CS, YS, this is my coordinate system. I can define as many coordinate systems as I want. Alright, now that I define my coordinate system, I would mesh everything. My coordinate system doesn't come into play into the mesh. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to my sim. So now I'm ready to go ahead and define my forces, my boundary conditions. So now I can come over here and I can hit my load, I can do my force, normal magnitude and direction. I can go ahead and select my object. So there's my line. I'm going to apply 250 pounds force along that line. That's going to be the total force. And now I'm going to come over here and I should be able to click here and then pick my z-axis. So I click there, I pick my z-axis. It's going to do this, it highlights it. I can come over here. What is that little magenta or whatever color that is? I can reverse the direction. So I click over here, and now my force is pointing in the direction I want, right? And now I hit OK. And boom, there it is. So there's my force, that is the direction I want it in. So I'm going to come over here, and now that we're doing this, I'm going to come over here to where my force is. So this is the force I just created. I can right click on this force, I can go to edit display, and then I have this collapse, it's in collapse mode, I can do this expanded. This offset is I never use it because if you have a lot of stuff going on, it's a little confusing because it offsets it from the line. And in this case, I don't know where it is. It offset it off the screen. Like I said, I never use it. Later on when we do pressures and stuff, you can see it. This they just don't like it for whatever reason. Alright, so offset we don't. Collapse, that's typically how we see it. I can do apply. Alright, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click value. I'm going to hit apply. And notice it says we magnitude 250 pounds force. It gives me the total force. Now, I'm going to come over here. I shut off my model. I turned this off. This doesn't show me anything. So I'm going to turn on my mesh now. So there's my magnitude. Now I'm going to come through here. And now I'm going to we expand it, and when we hit apply, there it is. And now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna put element nodal value. So what this is showing is the force, like this looks 12.5 and this looks like 6.25. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Now, this shows a really interesting thing. Why is this smaller than this one? And we know it's only half. When we write our system of equations, our global system of equations, even our element nodal equations, well, let's do system of equations. So when we create our global system of equations, we basically take all of the equations for each element and put them together, right? And we use the secondary variable to show us how to put them together. Remember that used to do with the reaction? The reactions are equal and opposite, right? When we put it all together and everything is at the end, that's when we come in and we put in our forces and everything like that. Now, that system of equations, when we solve for that system of equations, we are solving for the values at node. As far as the finite element process is concerned, all we have is node points. Our forces are being applied at points, and that's exactly what this shows. So when we apply that force along that line, we're basically going to go in and each of those nodes